Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to a new episode of Cupcake Chats. This is your boy and your host, Jazan Azari. It may not be morning where you are when you hear this, but hopefully, what I have to say and speak on today helps you get through your day, your evening, your night, or whatever you may be going through. Well, I wanted to jump on and, say a little something, something because July really flew by for a bunch of us, and the world is changing drastically. Like, it's the 29th, and I think the last time I did one of these, it was like the first or the second or something like that. But today, I just really wanted to jump on and talk about knowing your self worth. At some point in our life, we all accept something because we feel like that's what we deserve. Now, some of us very early on, we know that we deserve the world, which, sometimes is not attainable and it comes off not in the best of ways. But, some of us actually have to learn that we're worth more than what we're given. And an example of that is, let's just say you take a job. You take a job because you want the income or you need the income, whatever your circumstance may be. And, they continue to pile on stuff, but let's just say you're not seeing that reflect in your pay. A lot of individuals, especially in the food service industry right now, they're going through that because so many people are working understaffed and crazily, it's the most they've ever quote unquote wanted to pay these workers. And yet nobody still wants to do it because in that instant, I just feel like over the last year, a lot of people had this reawakening of, I'm worth more than that. Or, you know what? I think, I can do something better with my life. And, when you get so much piled up on you, you only can carry what you are capable of carrying. And some of us don't know our limits until like we've reached it, unfortunately. And I think a lot of people reach their limits or think they have. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But yeah, like when you start getting stuff piled up on you and you feel like, hey, this is becoming a little bit too much, or hey, this is cutting into this part of my life and you're asking too much of me, but then you're not doing the equal amount of work, or I just feel like you're just being a dictator in this situation. Like your mind kind of like starts developing these thoughts of, well, if I left this job, what would they do? And crazily, they always say, we'll hire somebody in your spot. But in the last year, I know a lot of people that probably used to say that. That'll probably be the last thing they say because now it's so hard to get people into an establishment, not alone just to work, but to apply because like I said, a lot of people are realizing their self worth. Not saying, you can't work in a food industry and not get respect because I love food and I love the people in it. And I've met so many friends and clients that have worked in those type of establishments. So utmost respect for them because there was somebody I was talking to and they touched on something like, yeah, I could never see myself dating somebody that worked at like a McDonald's or Crystal's. And I was like, huh? What? Like in that exact moment, I let them have that. But the more I spent time with that person, I was like, you know what? If you say that, what else are you capable of? Like, I just had to remove myself from that because what? I was worth more in that situation because I felt like being with an individual that said that kind of brings down my value. And that is the thing I wanted to get to. A lot of people feel like they're worth top dollar, but a lot of people aren't putting in that time. Like, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, I quit that job because it was holding me down. But the question is, do you have a fallback plan? Like, what is your strategy? Like, what are you going to do now that you don't have that job? Do you have a flow of income that is your own, that's not dependent on anybody else? Like, you got to think things out. And a lot of people recognize their self-worth, but they didn't have the backing to be consistent in having that timeline of, yeah, I'm worth this, and I want to do this and I want to do that. Because individuals like me, I can do that because I put in the work. Like, it took me 7 years to learn how to make money. And now that I've accomplished that, I can do other things in my life. And it may take other individuals longer. It may take other individuals a shorter amount of time. But we all have to go through that process. And in that process, you have to build up a natural, like, determination. Like, you have to be determined to do anything and everything that you say you want to do without somebody else reminding you. Like, even this whole conversation that I'm having with you right now, like, this shouldn't motivate you, but it should continue a spark of what you've already got going on. Like, I should not be the deciding factor in motivating who you are. And I personally think, like, you have to sit in your thoughts, take a little time, meditate, go to the gym like I do in the morning, every morning, 5:40, faithfully, to like clear your mind of the day ahead, and only interact with things that align with your path, like add value to you. Like, I had to get out of a toxic situation. Like, I had to let it go recently. Like, because the longer I thought about it, I was like, I'm not happy. So why am I still holding on to feelings that aren't making me happy? Like, and that's what I meant. Like, not everybody knows their self-worth in the beginning, but life will put you in situations that will make you release that. And when you find your path in the event that makes you like bing, like that thing goes off in your head, like it clicks for you, like it becomes so much easier. Like, once you know your actual self-worth, you start valuing yourself, like life around you just gradually just gets better. I know, like, nothing happens overnight, but there's some people out there that have been doing amazing things for years, but they're not seeing progress because they won't let go of that one thing. So, to close this out, I want to say this. Ask yourself, what is something that you're holding on to that you can let go of and still live your life? And when you have the answer to that, you'll be able to walk into your next chapter in life, and you'll be able to close a cycle that is holding you in captivity, stopping you from growing. So, like, when you can answer that question, what is holding you that you don't no longer need, and you can still live life without it, you're good to go. It's not as easy as it sounds either, but once you can actually, truthfully, honestly answer that question, your life will change. But in the meantime, you can follow me on social media at JZONAZARI and send me a DM, or you can text my number, which is 404 7 737 2822. That is 404 737 2822. And I will try to answer your questions to the best of my abilities. But in the meantime, check this out. Hopefully I have some guests on my upcoming episodes because it gets kind of boring talking to yourself. But thank you for everybody that's rocking with me and close out July on a good note. And let's do some amazing things in August and into the remainder of the year. So on that note, peace.